Thank you all so much for being here. It means the world to me to see y'all here. Most of all, I want to thank the amazing people of this state. The millions of Georgia voters who have stood up in record-shattering numbers to demand change for our state and change in this country. When Congressman Lewis marched across that bridge 55 years ago to demand the sacred right to vote for all Americans, it was so that we, the people, could decide who represents us, could demand that our interests, our health, our prosperity, our rights be upheld, respected, and expanded, so that we could have moments like this one, where Georgians in their millions have said enough. Enough incompetence, deceit, corruption, division. Change has come to Georgia. Change is coming to America. And retirement is coming for Senator David Perdue. Because a majority of Georgians have stood up to reject his request for a second term. A senator who saw fit to continue to attack our health care in the midst of a pandemic. A senator who told us that this disease that's taken 250,000 American lives was no deadlier than the ordinary flu, while he looked out for himself. A senator who has shown no spine and no independence, who has sold out our values and our interests to his donors and to this president. Retirement is coming for Senator David Perdue. See, Senator Perdue feels entitled to this U.S. Senate seat. This is a guy who hasn't held a single public town hall meeting in 6 years as our senator. Just imagine being a sitting United States senator. And he happily will sell meetings for corporate PAC checks. He sells access to his home for corporate money. He sells lavish retreats on private islands to lobbyists for corporate PAC money. But he hasn't seen fit to come out in public and defend his record or answer questions from the people at a public town hall meeting in 6 years. And then when it comes time for Senator Perdue to answer some questions in public, when it comes time for Senator Perdue to debate his opponent, he doesn't take kindly to being asked tough questions. And he refuses to debate in an open forum. Because Senator Perdue cannot defend the indefensible. He cannot defend attacking our health care in the midst of a pandemic. He cannot defend misleading us so profoundly about a threat to our health and our prosperity that's taken such a human tragedy. He cannot defend being such a weak enabler of this president who doesn't deserve his loyalty or our support. See, what we're demanding, what we deserve from our leaders, what we deserve from our government, it's not that complicated. It's not mysterious. We believe that every single Georgia family should have access to affordable housing, affordable health care, education without debt, dignified work that pays a living wage, equal justice under the law regardless of race and regardless of class. It's not that complicated. We expect our leaders to unite us, to confront threats like this pandemic, to appeal to us to see what brings us together rather than drives us apart, to remind us, y'all, that we're all Americans. We're all in this together. We rise or we fall together. This isn't about red versus blue. This isn't about party labels. This is about human lives, human decency, human rights, the human consequences of elections. So now this race is headed to a runoff. And the people of Georgia will decide on January 5th, 2021, who represents us in the United States Senate. We have all the momentum. We have all the energy. We're on the right side of history. Y'all ready to work? We're just getting started. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Happy to take questions from members of the press.
Can you speak a little bit more about the situation that Georgia finds itself in deciding the majority hold in the Senate, if we're given the two runoff counties?
Well, when I got in this race over a year ago, I said Georgia's the most competitive state in the country. And there were some who doubted that. But the work that's been done over the last 10 years, the work that's been led by people like Stacey Abrams to register voters, to expand voting rights in this state, we're now seeing that change has come to Georgia, and Georgia is the heart of the change that's coming to America. Yes.
Why do you think you weren't able to do quite as well in the state as Joe Biden did?
Well, the votes are still being counted, and so we'll see what these final margins are in both of these races. But the bottom line is that it is clear a majority of Georgia voters have rejected Donald Trump and have rejected Senator Perdue's bid for re-election. Yeah.
In the past, Georgia Democrats have turned out for the general election for Senate races, but when it has gone to a runoff, turnout has dropped off significantly, especially amongst black voters. How do you correct that in this race?
Well, you're talking about 15 years ago or so. This is a different state.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Look, Georgia has become younger and more diverse every day of the last decade. And the effort that has gone in to registering voters, empowering voters, is unprecedented, unmatched anywhere in the country. Look at this extraordinary crowd gathered here ready to work. We have the momentum, and I'm confident that we will be sending David Perdue home and electing decent, ethical representation that puts the interests of ordinary people ahead of themselves, ahead of their donors. Yeah.
Will you work with the will you work with the Warnock campaign any further or coordinate with them for the runoff?
Absolutely.
All right, we have time for one more question.
Do you have some kind of rural strategy to kind of awaken rural Georgia?
Well, we saw record-shattering turnout across the whole state and incredible support in every corner of this state, in every region of this state, urban, suburban, and rural. And we'll be announcing travel around this state very soon to keep building that momentum. Yeah, sure. No, Senator Perdue faces an uphill battle, having been rejected by a majority of Georgia voters because he is unable to defend an indefensible record. The people of Georgia see through our senator's lies. We know he's been attacking our health care. We know he lied to us about COVID-19. We know that he opposed a single round of $1,200 relief checks for working people back in May. We know he was fighting to cut unemployment insurance after millions of Georgians had filed jobless claims during this pandemic. Senator Perdue has made his case, and the people have rejected it, and will finish the job on January 5th. I got time for one more question.
John, you're down 98,000 votes right now. I know you said you have the momentum, but that's a significant amount of votes you need to overcome in the runoff. How do you overcome 98,000 votes?
Well, we've seen record-breaking turnout in this election. And thanks to the incredible enthusiasm and tenacity and dedication and support of the people of this state, no Georgia Democrats ever received this number of votes before in any election in this state. All of the momentum is on our side, and we're just going to keep building on what we've built so far. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for the questions.